guys, I apologize for not getting a video up this past week, but The Office wasn't on, and I feel like doing a video for every episode of The Office, and it wasn't on last week, so I didn't get one up, and I didn't make any other videos just because I was busy. I had a bit of a social life. Yeah, I know I actually have one. So yeah, I apologize for not getting a video up. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the new episode of The Office because, oh my goodness, it was my favorite episode of the season. It was amazing. Like, this is the best episode they've had so far. They've only aired 4 episodes, but this one is amazing. I loved it so much. There were so many things I loved about it. And, okay. Oh, first of all, I wanted to say, the last episode that aired, I forgot to mention, I loved the cold open with Asian Jim. That was hysterical. In the photo with the Asian kids. Oh my god, that was amazing. Yeah, anyways, okay, back to Work Bus. Okay. So this whole thing started, well, the cold open in this episode, it was Andy's fail video, and that was brilliant. That was genius. I loved it, especially the part when Kevin was at bat and he was like making fart noises with it. That was my favorite part. I just want to play that part over and over again with the fart noise. That was hysterical. And so yeah, and then Jim's like, what about my video? And then Andy dumping the juice or whatever all over him. So yeah, that was pretty funny. And he's like, well, I look like Bob Saget, and he totally did. So yeah, I love the get up. Okay, so now to the episode. Okay, this whole thing started, it was titled Work Bus, and basically they had to go on a work bus because due to like radiation or something, some wiring difficulties or something. So yeah, they had to find a place to work for a week. Jim actually wanted to get Pam a week off of work because he was trying to be like really chivalrous towards her because she was so awesome about his new job, but really secretly she was kind of pissed, but he didn't know that. But he was being nice to her, so I think that kind of solved that problem because he was being chivalrous and like opening doors for her and doing all these things for her, and like, yeah, I thought that was really sweet. I really enjoyed that in the episode, and he was trying to be like super nice to her and everything, and so he wanted to get her a week off of work, so he popped like one kernel of popcorn to make Dwight think that there was radiation in the building, and so that they could get a week off work, and so they could go to the cabin and stop on the way and get a bunch of pies. But it didn't work like exactly how he planned because Dwight actually got a work bus, and they actually went to go work on a bus for the week, and so Jim convinced Dwight to take them to go get pies, and so yeah, and I love how Kevin can only do math when there's pies involved. I thought that was a pretty funny bit. That was one of my favorite parts of the episode, and the part when Creed is hitchhiking and he gets on the bus and he's like, I'm taking a day off of work, and then he sees everybody in the bus and he's like, oh. And that really made me laugh out loud, like a lot. Like, that cracked me up. Creed, oh my god. He has such small screen time, but when he's on there, it's like, oh my god. But yeah. And Kevin is one of my favorites too, so I loved when he was able to do math when there's pies involved. That's pretty funny. What if there's a salad? Carry that forward. You can't do that. So yeah, that's pretty funny. And, let's see, what else was there? Oh, Andy was being kind of a dick. Well, he's been a dick to Nellie all season, but like, I enjoyed it at first because I hated her, but now they're definitely adding more humanity to her character, and in this episode, like, I actually felt bad for her, and so yeah, that was pretty amazing for me to feel bad for her because I hated her so much. You guys know, right? So yeah, it was kind of like opposites. Like, Andy was being a dick, and like we all felt sorry for her, you know. So they're definitely adding more humanity to her, and I feel like they're fixing a lot of the errors that they made that season. Greg Daniels, thank you. And so yeah, that is definitely one of them. So. Yeah, but then Andy came around at the end, and signed her letter for adopting a baby, and, I thought that was sweet, and the whole thing where Aaron was, like, crying about not ever being adopted, and Andy, like, thinking it was, Nellie crying, and Nellie was, like, consoling her, and I think that's what kind of turned him around, because Nellie was being nice to his girlfriend who was crying, so, yeah, they didn't really develop Aaron and Plop much this episode, but I'm interested to see where that's going because, like I said before, I feel like a traitor for like kind of thinking they're cute when I've been a fan of Andy and Aaron for so long, but I don't know. I know a lot of Office fans out there don't really care for Aaron and Andy, but I really like them, so I don't know. But at the same time, I think her and Plop would be a really cute couple, so yeah, I feel like a traitor. But anyways, so yeah, I like the, moment with Jim and Dwight on top of the bus. That was a really sweet moment. I've told you guys before, that's one of my favorite dynamics on the show. I love that relationship, and I'm going to be really sad when, like, they have to say goodbye for the last time whenever Jim goes to his new job. I feel like it's going to be, I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be really sad whenever they have to say goodbye for good, but, because I love that relationship so much. But yeah, I thought that was a really sweet moment on top of the bus, and, where Dwight thought he wasn't able to have children, and he told Jim, he was like, congratulations, you win, best prank ever, and Jim was like, I'll take it. He's like, okay, I'll take it. He thought he put radiation in the building. Yeah, he's like, okay, I'll take it. That was pretty funny. But, yeah, yeah, that was a really sweet moment, and then, he convinced him to take him to the pies, and, I love how Pam kept talking about how she didn't like rhubarb, and then, so they finally got to the pies in time, and, yeah, I loved how, Kevin made Oscar shove his pie in his face. Yeah, that was funny. Kevin, ugh. Anyways, and then, what else? Oh, the sweet moment between Jim and Pam at the end, where she rests her head on his shoulder. I was like, oh. It's been a long time since they've made me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and, yeah, it's been like a few seasons since they made me feel that way, you know? So it was a really sweet one. I really enjoyed it. Like, yeah, I was just like, oh, like, how can you not say that during that scene? Like, she put his head on his shoulder. Like, that's a Jim and Pam staple. Like, Nathan and Haley at One Tree Hill, they have rain kisses. Jim and Pam's thing is she rests his head on his shoulder, because she's done it so many times now. Like, the first one was in this episode 102, so yeah, that's kind of like their thing. But yeah, I thought that was such a sweet moment. I was like, aw, and we haven't had like a moment like that between them in so long, I feel like, so that was a really great treat to the Jim and Pam fans, I think. I think this whole season is gonna be a good one for Jim and Pam fans. But anyways, I think that's about it. I talked about Andy and Nellie, I talked about Jim and Pam, I talked about Dwight thinking he's not able to have children, and yeah, is that it? Oh, and Daryl and what's-his-face got left at the office. They're like, no, come back. Like, they didn't really care. They didn't want to have to work. So, yeah. That's about it. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go now and film another video about Downton Abbey. So, if you want to watch that video, it'll be up soon. Alright, bye guys.